Hi guys, and welcome to my video log of my trip to Georgia. My name is Nicky and I made the trip in May of 2018. This log will consist of both video and photo material, and my voice will guide you along and tell you something about all the things you'll see. Let's start with some background information. I made the trip with 10 others, which I didn't know at the very start of the trip. So the first couple of days were like getting to know each other, as you can see here, with good food and some good drinks. And the first day we left to see the project that was ahead of us. Before I left, I set a couple of goals for myself to achieve. I wanted to get to know the people of Georgia. I wanted to get to know the land Georgia in all its beauty, and I wanted to know how people adapted to their country and to the history of the country especially. What you see here is the building in which we were going to make dressing rooms for a dance class, and at the first day we got right to work, as you can see. Right away we noticed the difference in the way of life and the way of thinking. As you can see in this video, where I had to throw away dirty water that we used for the walls, and they made this well, sort of, which was just a hole in the ground actually, in which you could just throw away nearly anything. As you can see here, this was the starting point of our renovation. This was how we found the room which we were going to renovate. So this is basically how our first days looked like. We were working, getting our hands dirty, trying things that at least I hadn't even tried before, and it was a lot of fun. And we got to know each other very quickly, and not only the people that we made the trip with, but also the children that were playing in the building that we were renovating. They were really eager to help. Even the smallest of children, as you can see here, were trying to help us with the renovation of their building, and they were really thankful that we tried to help them. A thing that really amazed me was their lack of safety. They didn't really care about safety at all, didn't wear any protection doing this dangerous stuff, and even the wires and everything was open in the wide with all the children around. So here you can see me doing some of the last work, and after that you can see the final result. So first I showed you how we found the room, and this is what we made of it, with some flowers and colorful stuff. So this meant that the first task of our journey was complete, renovating the building, making dress rooms, and so we had some time to play with the local children. And what I found most amazing was their eagerness to play with us, and also the gratitude that they showed us at the end of our stay there, which was like 2.5 days. They organized this big dancing show for us with all the children, which were playing and studying there. The dance that you can see here that they tried to learn us was the national dance of Georgia, and they took great pride in showing us and doing the dance. And after that they organized a big barbecue for us. What you can see in the next clip is the music teacher singing for us at the end of the barbecue, which made us feel very welcome, and the people were really thankful about the work we did. The This meant the end of our stay at the building that we renovated, and after that we made some trips to kindergarten, as you can see here. And what was most amazing about that was that like everything was made by the teachers themselves. After that we went to university, a private university. It was clearly to see that it was a private university because the standards were like way higher than we saw in the rest of Georgia. So this was a typical rich kid school. Another goal that I set for myself was to get to know the history of the country of Georgia. It has a very rich history, which I partly knew before I went on a trip. And what I found as the highlight of the tour was the visiting of the cave city Uplichike. I hope I pronounced it correctly. It's a city 3,500 years old, and yeah, for me this was crazy interesting to see. I found Georgia to be a place which can be very interesting for people who are interested in history, as I am. There are many things to see besides the beautiful scenery as it is. The Caucasus is beautiful, the whole landscape is beautiful, and almost behind every building there's a story. Like this building, the birth house of Stalin in Gori. We visited the museum there, which for me was a personal highlight, and it was amazing to see a man like Stalin being adored the way he is in his birthplace, with the deaths of millions to his name. But besides that, we had a great trip the last day. We went to Tbilisi with a guide, and it was amazing to see these big buildings which weren't even used because there simply wasn't any money. And yeah, that concluded our trip. I had a great time. I went to visit a place which I normally wouldn't really visit, I think, for a vacation, but it was very inspirational, very good to see a different way of life. And what will remain with me is the gratitude and the way of life of the people in Georgia.